17.
Okay. You drop and grab a hold of the seal and hang from the building. This person saw movement, but it's dim light out there, and it's dark in this office.
Hi.
They do come up to the window. You're hanging from the seal. You didn't fall when you did this.
I do want to say, this is ripcord time.
Okay.
So I'm going to activate the invisibility.
Alright. So roll yourself plus 40. You're holding still. I assume.
God.
Well, thank God for that ripcord.
Yeah.
You would have been caught.
So it's going to be a 26, which comes out to a 66 for stealth.
Alright.
Jesus.
She can't roll high enough to beat it, so. You see her shake her head.
Is that window open, say yes? Yeah, because she opened it, right?
She opened it, yeah.
Cool. I want to go in the window when she turns around.
Okay. But yeah, you see her shake her head like what I'm just seeing things. I must be tired, right?
Yeah.
And she turns to leave the office.
I'm going to follow her in, and I want to do a quick perception check.
Go ahead and roll stealth, because she is alert. You're good.
I think it's higher than
well,
66.
Yeah, because you've got the plus 20 on it and everything, because you're moving.
It's 63
Okay,
now.
yeah.
I want to do a quick perception check to see whose office this is.
Okay.
It's a lot.
What is your perception?
Plus 19.
Okay.
So
unless you
27,
roll
28.
unless you roll a 4 or lower, you're good here.
Okay.
If that helps.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So this is the public service office.
Okay. So I have a minute. This has taken, we'll say, half a round so far.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want-
one because you moved in.
Yeah.
And you're checking.
Yeah. So I want to follow him out of this room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time for him to make the full rounds again.
Yeah, because you know, at least from what you've noticed patterns so far, it's headed to this office.
And he closed all the doors behind him.
Mm-hmm.
What a dick. But you didn't say he closed the window, obviously. So I'm gonna go back out through it, I guess.
Okay.
And go to this one.
Go to this one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he left the room.
Yeah. Well,
While
I
you were
was
looking
making the
around.
perception check to see whose office this is.
Oh, okay.
Can I do that from the window?
No, because you're basically looking through like paperwork and stuff.
Fair enough. So
like, what you know is that like out here, there's a placard on the door, right?
oh shit, never mind. In that case, when he walks out, I am gonna follow him out.
Okay.
And while I'm invisible, I'm gonna figure out which office is the guy I'm actually trying to get to, and it's this one, isn't it?
No.
Oh, really? This one?
Yep.
Okay. But
So you come out. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so then I'm gonna follow him into that office,
And then back out the window.
back out the window,
Okay.
to come around.
Right. Yeah. So you come out. You can see the placard from here, and then you point back in.
And then
And
if
then
because he
he
closed,
leaves.
there's all closed windows in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he leaves,
Just roll one stealth check to make sure you don't roll a natural.
it's a fuckload,
Okay. You're good.
especially if I'm still at this moment.
Right.
Yeah.
The windows may be closed, but you can time these guards outside easy enough to open it without being
Yeah.
noticed.
So then I'm just gonna.
All the way around. Oh, you're coming around the back.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I scanned the place outside. I know there's 2 guards out here.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this is the outside edge. So I went around this way to
Yeah.
avoid.
Well, so effectively on this map, these guards are actually at the top of the stairs. But if you're looking at the outside of the building, there were guards posted on either side of the main entrance as well.
Gotcha. So I'll come back here, and I'm going to slowly, almost still, you would say, peek my head into this corner and wait for him to come back. Because I know he's like, it probably took him, he's probably at least to here.
You're assuming that he's going back into this room.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to wait
Okay.
a little bit. Or alternately, I can look through the windows as I pass to see if he's...
Right. You don't see him, except for in here, when you come back by this.
Yeah.
Which you'd see him fairly easily coming back out into the hall.
Okay.
You followed him in.
Yeah.
Right.
So does it look like he's not going into the other rooms right now? Or was that just like a security check?
Yeah, he's doing like a security check.
Gotcha. So I'll just come through and go in then.
Okay. You can roll perception if you'd like. Before you do it.
It's higher than 4.
Okay.
So it's
So
25.
well, I mean, if you're rolling on the room, I'm saying you could roll perception to kind of hear.
It's 25 to
Yeah.
see what's up.
Okay. So you do hear footsteps that are kind of close to outside of this, and you hear a bit of muttering. It sounds like the guy or the lady that was walking around is just kind of like griping at the other person who's just standing around doing nothing. And then you hear a door close out here.
Okay. So then I will come in here and...
You know you're in the right office.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a perception check, but I want to take the time to...
Okay, well, I'm going to move some things around. I'm going to put this in here. So there are multiple cabinets within this room. And the labeling system is in Orcish. Which you speak.
I'm going to say, I think I do speak Orcish.
Most of this paperwork is in Orcish. And if you look around the room, there are orc artifacts on the walls. The desk itself looks to be hewn from a log.
Yeah.
That had branches poking out in such a way that it forms legs. There is actually a pillow instead of a chair, and the desk itself is low.
Okay. So I will make an investigation check.
Since you don't know anything about these people,
Yeah.
this is fun for me.
Yeah. It's bad. It's a 21.
If you didn't read Orcish, it would be bad. But you do read Orcish, and you can find the cabinet that is labeled licenses. And if you open it up, you notice that there is multiple filing systems within it, and you find the one for export licenses. And then roll a knowledge local. Like you speak the orc language,
Yeah.
but
27.
okay. So you speak the orc language, you do read it, but you're not fluent. You know, it's not like your first language. But with a 24, you're able to determine what manner in which he has them sorted. So you can put this one in the correct place. And it is in where it belongs. And it is in the outgoing to be filed section. Because there is two. There is filed licenses and outgoing to be filed. This would be stuff that he has already signed.
That's going to be approved or whatever. It's
Yeah.
already approved. It's going to be like
Right, it's
sent
going to be
to people.
filed. Yeah.
All right.
So that would be like going downstairs to the filing office. Right.
Gotcha. So yeah, then in that case, I just need to get.
Being said, you're smart enough. You'd have thought of this. Look at the paper.
I'll look at the paper. Like,
It's not signed
like
by him.
okay, I can fix this.
You realize it at the last moment, and you're like, "Oh crap! They forgot something. Someone messed up."
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I heard them leave, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's safe to say that I have some time. Mm-hmm. This is this dude's work area, so presumably his pens and stuff or pencils,
Yeah.
ink wells, whatever, are available. So I have that. I have. Hi. Could have swore. Oh no, that was. I'm not Django. I just have empty books everywhere.
Right.
But there's presumably paper available. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is I want to take one of his to be filed things and set it under a set of blank paper, and I want to take some time to practice, like
Forgery.
tracing his signature.
Want to practice the forgery?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what I'll say is that'll give you a plus. Well, roll a performance check if you have that.
that's a +2.
Well, we'll see what you get in addition to your forgery roll.
8. There's a total of 10.
Total of 10. So you get an extra +2 to your forgery roll.
Okay.
What do you have?
I don't think forgery is a thing.
No, not in here. It's not. It falls under deception. So bluff.
I have bluff.
So you get an extra +2 to your bluff.
Okay, so what do I need to beat? What do I need to beat DC wise? Because I have +12 to bluff, so 14. Like, what's the DC? So I know what I have to roll on the die.
25.
25. So I need an 11 or higher. How about a nat 20?
Bam. You are the luckiest person alive. So you go to make this signature.
For the record,
And at the
listeners,
last-
he gave me both sets of these dice.
Yes, I did. At the last moment, you realize that this is not signed in ink. It's signed in blood. And you cut your finger and sign it perfectly, knowing that if you hadn't noticed at the last moment, it wouldn't have mattered how well it was signed.
So, I know this is bringing some 20th century into it. Is there a way for me to, like, take a picture of this license or something like that? Like,
No.
like, is there a way for me to, like, basically show Ard, like, look, you dumb shit?
I mean, there are spells for it, but you
I'm
don't
not a
have them.
magic
Yeah.
So then I'll just file it, and I'll make note to whine about it, / gloat about it.
So do you want to do anything else while you're in here? Look around, peek around.
I want to
snoop.
I want to finish, like, step 1 before I do anything else is to get rid of the practice paper. Like, I'm taking the practice paper with
Right.
me, because I imagine no one will notice that paper missing. And if they do,
Right. I mean, it's a blank piece of paper.
yeah, and the dude comes in like, I had 500 sheets of paper, and now I have 499. And it's just like, cool, thrush, gnar, like,
Right.
who cares? But I want to get everything ready so that if I have to, like, if I hear footsteps, I can just hide in place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll snoop around this guy's office.
Okay.
31, 32,
Okay.
31.
So you do see a lot of, like I said, orcish artifacts and stuff on the wall. There are weapons on the wall. And a lot of these look very, I wouldn't say crude, but they're not like fancy metalwork or anything like that. You're looking at, say, the equivalent of a very high quality obsidian spear and war clubs and things like that. These are orcish weapons, right?
Yeah.
While looking around here, you're also finding a lot of things that are just like straight up orc heritage type stuff. This man is very, very on board with who he is. Like, it's not hard to figure out that he's an orc.
Right.
But on that same regard, it's also not hard to figure out that he lives that orc lifestyle.
Yeah. So this just popped up because it apparently didn't say last time. I had Orcish, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Gnomish, right? Plus Primordial?
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't say.
No, or I didn't mark it down, one of the two. But I know it's basically all the common languages plus the Primordial that I was given because of my race,
Right.
and Gnomish because I'm a Tinkerer.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that was right before.
So roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
But
No, it's not bad.
are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm using it as a memory check.
Okay. How about that one?
You remember nothing.
You are the luckiest man alive.
Never mind. I'll put this back.
So out of curiosity, if I didn't roll that nat 20, was this a quest doomed to fail?
It's a quest that could have failed.
Like,
Like, if at any point you're assuming that you can't fail some of
No,
these.
no, I'm not
Like,
saying.
don't do that.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I hit that nat 20 and noticed that, like you gave me that it wasn't signed, but then I would have just signed it in ink if I didn't hit that nat 20.
Okay,
So it's
so a DC 25 would have signed the paper perfectly. A DC 28 would have noticed.
Gotcha.
So like you still would have been able to notice. Like, it's not a mission doomed to fail.
Gotcha. I was just like, did I accidentally succeed, mess up your plans, or?
Oh no. No, but like I said, there is absolutely the option to fail on some of these, and that will cause different things to happen, right? Like he may not have known it was the Order of Twilight, but he definitely, like, there would have been known.
Consequences
And so
for
your in person, your front business might have been shut down,
Right.
You know.
So, yeah. So the wisdom save is a memory, just turned up nothing. So then, did I get anything for snooping in this guy's office?
What I was having you doing, you got an
It was
insight into
basically
who
just
the
like-
man was. yeah.
Gotcha.
The memory check was to try to remember which one of those people down there he was, if you could remember what he looked like.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna slip out,
Okay.
time the things, slip out, and then time it.
Just roll one stealth check to drop and run.
20, 30.
Okay. So you can reasonably make it. You made it. Roll a 3.
So yeah, then I'll just go home, wait for the night to end.
Okay.
Oh.
So you know this is going to actually take some time. And Ard knew that unless you're planning on going back to let him know that you finished it, he knew that you were planning on leaving after this.
Yeah.
So that's up to you what you do moving forward.
Kind of want to let him know. Mostly because I want to let him know that whoever does the forgeries needs to pay attention better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean the entire paper was forged. Like it's not like they got a form from here. You notice all of this guy's paperwork is handwritten.
Yeah. So I'm going to. I mean, I was going to go back to the market anyway to talk to Steen. So on my way there, I'll just slip back into the dome. Because I don't necessarily need to tell Ard. I just need to tell someone in the order.
Someone needs to know,
You know,
right?
hey, this was a mistake that could have gone really bad.
Right.
Got our front shut down.
Yeah. So when you go to the sewer, Karn's there. You can let him know Ard's not there. Of course, you know that he has an office in this building too.
Yeah.
Right.
Plot twist. I broke into it.
Right. But he's very interested to know that, and he lets you know that it will be taken care of.
Yeah. Do I get an attaboy?
Oh yeah, like he pats you on the shoulder.
Does it break?
Roll a fortitude. No, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like it could dislocate. And then you go speak with Steen about the parts, and all of that.
It was what I hate to send a messenger. I was just tired and.
Well, you did send a message.
No, that's what I was, to him. I was
yeah.
like, hate to just send a messenger to ask for stuff.
Right.
But, I had a breakthrough and I was having another one, so
what he does instead is actually give you some gear work and stuff. He's not sure what you need, so he has prepared a bundle and he just hands it to you because he has already shipped the rifle parts to your shop. They're on their way there.
While I'm here, I guess I'll kind of like give him a rundown of like what I figured out on the blueprints and see like what his like input is or.
Yeah, so he's obviously he's quite interested in all of that, and he has. He's talked to you about, or he's during this conversation, he tells you that he's talked to a friend of his that may be able to help with the ammunition problem, so that you don't necessarily have to worry about that.
Yeah, so we're leaving today, right? Like back to District 13?
If you want to,
Well,
you can stay in. There's so much to do in the capital circle.
Yeah, I know.
Also, you have other districts that you could visit as well if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, see, like, I'm trying to think, like, staying in the capital wasn't my plan when I got to the capital. Like, he made me do the thing.
Right.
I stayed the next day.
Your father's already gone.
Oh, well, I was going to say maybe I'd stop by and, like...
Yeah, no. He's gone.
Okay.
He is headed home to try to put things in order so that he can take over.
Yeah.
Or at least maintain what's his.
So, I guess before I leave, like, I have this day. I'll leave tonight, just, to keep up appearances or whatever.
Right.
But I want to stay with Steen, and maybe the two of us do a check to see if we can figure out the... I mean, he's here in semi-magical, right?
Yeah.
So let's see if we can figure out the ammo while we're sitting here talking about it.
Okay.
So that's knowledge arcana, not engineering.
Right.
That's a +6. I don't think I can make it, can I?
Possibly. You could aid. You need to roll a 15 or higher. Not on the dice, like total.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually still did it.
Okay, so you aid, so that
I got
adds,
a total of 19.
Yeah, so that adds a +2 to his roll, on top of his plus.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's not a bad aid.
Everyone knows what bad aids are.
Where is he? Oh, no wonder. I don't know park. I have entirely too many NPCs for this.
You look like you're really struggling.
It's a 6. Yeah, okay. Look at it. You can barely see the dot.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the dot.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Between dyslexia and everything else, that
And,
one
being,
got
and the 9 being right next to
right
it.
there. Yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so 6 plus 20.
6 and the 9. 26.
26 plus 2 for
28.
For the aid. 28. I would say that you guys reasonably figure out the ammo, but without testing,
Right.
you're not sure, right? But you've at least figured out the problems with it. Now you need to test new solutions,
Right.
which will be fun to do.
I got...
But
here's
to give you an idea, what it was is that the ammo for this rifle, and part of what you figured out when you figured out the block, is that it's not actually ejecting the shell; it is feeding back into
the block.
The magazine.
Or the roll, yeah.
So it's a bullet that has a magical crystal in it, so this rifle doesn't actually shoot a projectile. Once that bullet the charge is out of it, it forces it back into
The bottom of the
a
magazine.
round magazine. So there's a magazine that basically loops back on
Oh,
itself,
and then if you make the magazine so that it recharges
and then the magazine
the shell.
recharges the shell.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's dope as hell.
yeah.
I might plagiarize that design.
You'll probably end up with a copy of this rifle once y'all get it working.
Yeah. So, damn, that's cool as hell.
I thought you'd like it.
So, I have a question out of character. Did I get paid for breaking into this guy's office and doing something?
No.
I didn't think so.
There was plenty of stuff to steal. It was a good choice not to. But, yeah, this was we need to make sure, this is still your opening gambit to get into the order, right?
Yeah.
When you leave here, you'll be able to make contact with Rin, and she will have jobs that pay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, if I had known that if I didn't steal from the office, I wouldn't have gotten any money, I still wouldn't have stolen anything.
Yeah,
because
no,
it was
I
just
know.
an objectively good decision.
Right, yeah, no,
to
it was just
not
a good
steal.
choice.
Yeah.
Because you could have, it
Yeah,
could
like
have led to
it could have
problems.
blown the whole thing.
Yeah.
Especially if I messed up that check and that wasn't discovered, then it's like not only did these people break in to forge documents, they also actively stole from capital officials.
Yep.
That's bad.
Yep.
So, good boy.
yeah.
Good boy. I did good. I'm good theft. Well, good burglar. Infiltrator? It just has to be infiltrator.
Yep, this would be infiltration.
Yeah. I'm a good spy.
Yes. There you go.
So, yeah, I'm going to... That's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and take off. Go back to the room and get Shunka.
And get packed up and
Yeah.
ready to head out.
Yeah.
Okay. You wake up the next morning, you let them know there was a mistake, and that way it could possibly be fixed in the future. You talk to Steen, you know that he'll be headed your way at some point. There are parts already headed to your workshop.
Is Steen headed my way or is Steen's friend headed my way?
Steen.
Okay.
Remember, he said that his son was almost ready to take over and that he would actually be able to leave the shop
Gotcha.
for a change.
I thought you were talking about how he said that he had a friend who'd help with the magical component of the...
That helped him get some insight on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So between the two of you, with that guy's insight, y'all were able to...
So would you say the ammo is in the same thing? Like, we know what's wrong, we just have to fix it?
Right. It's an experimental phase now. So, like, you know what's wrong. Now you need to experiment with a few different things to figure out how to make it work.
Whereas with the hammer, I know I just have to replace these gears and it'll be good.
Right.
Or file blank on the block so it doesn't catch.
Right. Those things can just be fixed. This needs experimentation.
Okay. So, do I have time to work on one more thing before I leave?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to do the magazine / feed. Because, I mean, that's the next step. Make it functional and then worry about aiming, right?
Right.
It could be better. I'm not going to lie. But it's going to be a 31.
Okay. So you know that the problem is in the loop down. It's getting hung up there. I would put that one, say, in the experimental phase. You may have to experiment with a few different things to throw it back down.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Gotcha. So I have 2 that are pending parts.
Right.
And then 2 in the experimental and then the side aperture that I haven't even looked at yet.
Right. But...
Because what does the sights matter if you don't have a functioning
Yeah,
weapon?
exactly. Like, if it can't shoot, it doesn't matter if you can see through it.
Yeah.
Right. But you've got 2 that are ready to be fixed.
Yeah.
One that can be experimented on, which will be a series of checks. And then another one that will be a series of
Volatile.
a different type. Yeah, volatile checks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the side aperture.
Yeah, we're about to get real mocky in this lab.
Oh, yeah. That was the print.
So, yeah, I'm just going to pack up and head back. And see what's waiting for me in District 13.
All right. You
I'll
pack up.
see what's,
Right.
on the journey or whatever.
Yeah, you pack up, you mount your horse, and...
This is like a 2-week journey, right?
Oh, yeah.
Am I by myself?
I mean, you've got the dog and possibly a servant if you wish for them to return, but they normally keep the house in the capital circle.
Yeah, I guess I'll go by myself.
Okay. Like you can absolutely have someone come with you.
Nah. Well, like, I mean, what good?
Because they don't stay there full time. They
what good
transition back and forth.
What good is a servant gonna be if I get robbed? You know what I mean?
I mean, you have a gun.
Yeah, it's just one other person that I have to look out for.
Yeah. 3 guys step out with a knife. You pull a gun.
You win.
Like, well, gentlemen, it's a classic conundrum.
Yeah, so I'll just go back. But I have 2 weeks on the way back filled with
That's not
that.
fair. You brought a gun to a knife fight.
It's like, no, you idiots. You brought a knife to a guy with a gun.
Right.
We weren't fighting. This wasn't scheduled. This was not a... This was a decision that you made that has some rather unfortunate consequences.
I love the idea, though, that because guns are fairly new, that it's the old sayings the other way around.
Right. You brought a gun to a knife fight.
That's not fair. You brought a gun to a knife fight.
It's like, well, sorry about it. So I also have this knife, and they're like, okay, awesome. I'm like, I'm not gonna use it though.
Right.
Yeah, so I have 2 weeks of downtime, and I've got some plans that I like to mess with.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. Like in my like in the night or whatever.
Yeah.
If something that requires my attention happens,
Right.
Okay, like let me know.
Right. I mean, there's like taverns and inns and stuff to stay at. So I mean, and you have money.
Yeah.
So unless you're wanting to sleep on the street, because it's a 2-week journey, but it's not between towns.
Yeah.
Right. It is literally city the entire time. So you could sleep on the street or in a park, but I figured you'd be renting rooms.
So
It's not like a normal night watch, like a normal adventure.
So I'm gonna say for like the first, like 3 or 4 days, I'm just working on the revolver, or the hammer mechanism, and for my pepper box, and I don't have any materials to try and like do any of those experiments on the magazine feed issue, right?
Right. Yeah, they were being shipped.
Right. So I'm gonna work on that, but then I have a thought. The magical component of the rolling block, where the magazine charges it, and I think about the summon elemental potions that I have, and if I can have the crankcase.
Well, see, it's not having a problem recharging.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. That's the eureka moment.
Okay.
Because if I can put that magic in the crankcase of my engine that I'm trying to make for this car, then I can have it recharge and maybe I can't do it with a potion, but I can have
but you might
I can
be able
have
to figure
somebody
something
enchant
out,
a thing with a summon that has it recharge as it as the cylinder rotates. I can this is a huge breakthrough for my engine.
Right.
So
Okay, so roll an Arcana check.
it's not bad. It's 23.
Okay. With a 23, I'd say you haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you haven't even figured out how to make the motor yet.
Yeah.
But you're on track to figuring out how to make the motor. But you have figured out that based on how this thing recharges the ammunition, that the cylinder going up and down, or the piston going up and down in the dadgummit, I've lost all. The piston moving back and forth could possibly be enchanted to recharge certain elements of this engine in the same way that the bullets are recharged as they pass down this tube, because the tube is a charging tube.
So
Now, it's not limitless.
yeah.
So once the charging tube has ran its course, it needs time to recharge itself.
So what I was thinking, in my head, it's I can run this off of potions where the cylinder heads will recharge as they go, but eventually they'll run out of juice. Almost like I need a fuel of sorts, so I could pour the summon elemental potion into it to give it that rest or whatever. And when I run
Yeah,
I get an engine.
I know.
So the block is out of the old magic tubes that I got from the odds and oddities shop.
Yeah. Well, that's your cylinder and pistons.
Yeah.
Well, and they're too big. You're using them as a model to make a smaller version, remember?
Yeah.
Because they were quite large. But you want to make a motorcycle, right? For scale, this would be sized for the size of a tank.
So I think I want to build a car.
I mean, either way.
Yeah. Definitely still need to scale down, but
Yeah. So Corvette, Abrams.
right.
Right?
So I have a cylinders of gold magic tubes. Recharge. So I can. These tubes are already enchanted. They're already magic. Mm-hmm. So they have the durability or whatever.
Yes.
So I can break those down and then also enchant them. Make those the recharge points because they're already innately magic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I mean, you still don't know exactly what magic they do.
Yeah.
You just know that there's magic in there. But they are absolutely strong enough to do what you need them to do.
Right.
They might do other things as well.
So then I'll do one more check on the pistol, trying to get the
Okay.
which you said he gave me the gears so I can actually do it on my mock-up.
Yeah. There we go. One of these days you're gonna roll a natural one and it's gonna be the end of you.
It almost happened.
I've seen it before. You're lucky until you're not, and then you're really unlucky.
Yep.
Yeah.
At Django.
So what I say is that you can absolutely get this to work, but it will take your misfire chance up by 1. Because it's new, and you haven't worked out all the bugs yet.
Yeah.
So if you want to make this work for your pistol now, you can. But it's definitely going to raise the misfire chance.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to risk it while it's still experimental, but I will say I'm like howling at the moon
Right.
at this like breakthrough.
Right.
Like absolutely overjoyed.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to risk increasing that chance while it's still in the egg, as experimental as it is.
Yeah. What's your misfire chance right now? 1 to 2?
We got one.
Oh, it's just 1?
Just one.
Okay. Was that... What brought it down to 1? I thought it was 1 or 2.
I think there was something that was going to take it up to 1 to 2, and I just didn't do that.
Oh, okay. I'm fine with it. I thought it was a 1 or a 2.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it was a 2, and it was the greater weapon specialization.
Oh, okay.
That helped me out.
So that one brought the misfire chance down by 1.
Yeah.
But the rifle's still like a 1 to 3, isn't it? Or something stupid like that.
I haven't even really used the rifle, so I don't know. The rifle's unchanged, so whatever it was, it still is.
Okay. So yeah, we can look it up sometime.
Yeah, the pepper box is down because of the weapon specialization.
Okay.
And I also get a +2 damage. Which is in there already.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alright.
That I'm just gonna go to town and low-key, out of character, hope I get robbed.
Cool enough. I mean, that's probably not going to happen.
Understandable.
You travel your 2 weeks. In fact, yeah, it's not going to happen. You travel your 2 weeks, and we'll end our session on you pulling up to District 13, and you see in the distance the domed roofs and the tall towers of District 13 as you ride in, the sun setting behind the buildings and this very unique landscape that you call home, as the light shines through the towers of this massive city.